Oh, hello. My name is Mara and welcome to Books Like Whoa. Okay, so we are still sort of wrapping up 2018 and getting going here in 2019. So a part of that process is looking back on what goals I set last year for myself for 2018 and seeing if I met them. Monday, you guys will be seeing my resolutions for 2019, but for now, I thought we would just talk about how I did for 2018. Actually, gotta tell you, all things considered, pretty well. So I'm gonna kind of just try to move through this pretty quick. I always say that, we'll see if it works. But we'll just see kind of how I did, if there's some things I wanna roll forward, if there were some things that I tried and were like, nah, we'll get into it. So let's dive on in. My first goal was to have a month where I was only reading books from my physical TBR, aside from like any library stuff that might have come in. And I did do that. I did that in January of 2018 in anticipation for my move. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to do that in this January as well, also in anticipation for another move. So check, I did that one. Number 2 was having a month of only reading things from the library. I did not do that in 2018, but I really like the idea and like I have some ideas about how I might do it. So I'm gonna roll that one forward into 2019 and see if we can do that this year. Number 3 was to embrace audio more. And I definitely think I did that. I renewed my Audible subscription and I've become much more aware that one of my favorite ways to get into nonfiction is audio. So I haven't finished crunching all of my stats. You guys will have already seen that by now, but I think I roughly doubled the number of audiobooks I read this year relative to last year in terms of percentage. So I think that that's really pretty darn good. Number 4 was that I wanted to read more literary fiction. And I did do that this year. I definitely did, but I would like to embrace that even more this coming year. Because of some of the resolutions that I have for 2019, I definitely think I will read more literary fiction this year. Number 5 was to read more books that were life-giving rather than just time-absorbing, which is sort of a weird thing to say, but basically I just wanted to be more deliberate about reading things that actually like enriched myself or like were a little more challenging than what I had read in 2017, because 2017 was a rough year and I just was reading a lot of fluff to kind of get my way through, which was fine. But I definitely think in 2018 I read a lot more like challenging, meaty books, and it was really life-giving. I think especially I read a lot of really good nonfiction in 2018, so I think that was a great enhancement to my reading life. I wanted to add 3 more tracking elements to my like spreadsheets and stuff. I wanted to track how many books I was reading with prominent elements of either characters or authors who were not like me, so either like people of color or LGBTQ+ or from a different religion or whatever. And I definitely, so I wanted to track it, and I also wanted to go from I think 12% in 2017 to I think 20% was my goal in 2018. I did start tracking that, and I think I got like to roughly 30% of the books I was reading had like a strong element of things that were not like me in it. And so I'm really happy with that growth, and hopefully I can kind of keep going in that trajectory. The things I did not do was to track the country of origin of books and rereads. I don't know that I want to do that anymore, so I think I may just sort of give up on that goal, but yeah, I didn't meet that piece of it. Now we're moving into a couple of booktube-ish ones. So the first one I had was to pick a new posting schedule, which I did. I moved from Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so check. Number 8 was I wanted to do some kind of collaborative element on Booktube, which I did. I did a number of buddy reads and like reading-a-thons, challenges, whatever, so again, check. More collaborative, more participatory in the community. Number 9 was I wanted to create an original book tag, which I did like right at the end of the year with my best and worst series of 2018 book tag, which is just like so catchy, right? Rolls right off the tongue. But it is a book tag and I did create it in 2018. Number 10 was to do more list type videos because that's something I really like watching, so I wanted to be more deliberate about creating that. And yeah, I think I had a lot of those this year. I had my where to start with videos, I had know your trope videos, which end with a lot of like list type things. And then just generally, I think I had a lot of themed lists this year, like comfort rereads, favorite retellings, lots of things like that. So yes, I definitely think I embraced lists more on my channel this year. Number 11 was that I wanted to do more themed content, meaning just that I wanted to be more deliberate about trying to group content that went well together, like in my scheduling. And I do think I did that more this year. So I had an entire month of like romance related videos in February. I did like my Kate Daniels reread, like building up to the release date, so that was kind of timely. And then I made some more like seasonal type videos, so like spooky reads in October, books I'm thankful for in Thanksgiving, things like that. So yeah, I definitely think I was more conscious about like the programming element of Booktube. Then the last Booktube related one was that I wanted to finish Project Poirot, and I did that. Awesome. Mission Marpa will get going here in a week, but yeah, I already finished Project Poirot, which was a big accomplishment for 2018 because that was a lot of work. So check. Okay, and then I had a lot of like specific books I wanted to do. I think it might be a little tedious to go through all of those in this video, so I'm not going to do that. I'll just say that I did have 3 authors I wanted to start with this year, and they were Serena Bowen, Leigh Bardugo, and then in terms of like continuing with Marilynne Robinson, and I really pretty much failed at all 3 of those. I only read, I think, 1 or 2 more Serena Bowens this year, and I didn't read any of the other 2 ladies, so failed there. I knew I wanted to reread Kate Daniels before that came out, and I did do that, so that was a success. And then finally, in terms of like overall numbers, my goal was to read 100 new books in 2018, and I like nailed that. I read more than 250 books in 2018, so yeah, definitely read 100 books. That one I crushed. That's just sort of a rundown of how I did on my resolutions. It's always interesting, I think, to kind of look year over year and see kind of where you end up on these types of resolutions or lists. I'm definitely somebody who doesn't put a ton of stock in like, New Year means that's when I'm gonna like make all of my resolutions, and that's like when I make all of my major life change kind of things. I tend to just, when I'm ready, I start doing something, but I do think that the beginning of the year is a good time to kind of take stock of things. And for like smaller things, I think it can be a helpful time to sort of just give you a little kick to reevaluate what you're doing and go forward from there. So with that in mind, you will be seeing my 2019 resolutions here, I think, next week, and we'll talk about what I'm hoping might happen this year. So we'll see if I do as well, because actually I did really well on my 2018 ones. Let's see if I do as well on my 2019 ones. So anyway, I think that will do it for this video. So if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. I think that will do it. Hope you're having a really great day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!